So we've made it to the first break on the final day of the Humans to Mars Summit for 2022 here in Washington, D.C., George Washington University. If you've just joined us, I hope you enjoyed that terrific panel about nuclear and chemical propulsion. Very exciting what the promise of nuclear propulsion that we kind of left behind in the 1960s, and we see it arising again as a faster, safer way to get us to places like the Red Planet. I'm Matt Kaplan of the Planetary Society, the host of our Planetary Radio public radio series and podcast. We have a couple of people for you to meet during this break in the H2M action. I think you'll want to stick around for the second act during the break when Beth Munn will be talking with Dr. Sian Proctor, and they're ready to come on right after I finish talking with Dave Murrow, the Senior Manager of Business Development for Lockheed Martin. Welcome, Dave.
Thanks, Matt. It's great to be here.
You guys, this is not your first time around the block at Humans to Mars. Thank you for being a major sponsor, making all of this possible.
Well, you're welcome. I think one of the things that Lockheed Martin understands is that the community is a huge piece of all of our exploration activities. We've been part of that community since the 70s when we built the Viking lander and have gone to Mars with every single mission that NASA has done, landed ourselves about 4 times, including those landers. We're very proud of what we've done. We're proud to be part of the community, and we are very welcoming to all of those folks that are here today, all of those folks that are out there on the web. I hope it's going well, and we look forward to working together for the next 50 years.
And I remember there was that graphic that I'd seen before from Lockheed Martin that showed that plethora of Mars missions that you guys have had a part in many times, getting us down to the surface, which is pretty exciting.
Yeah, it is very exciting. The most thrilling thing that any of our engineers deal with is that EDL phase, entry, descent, and landing, which our next panel is on. We've called it the 7 minutes of terror. That's I think a JPL marketing phrase. We think it's brilliant because it really is a very scary time. But that moment when we land and we get the signal back and everybody goes woohoo, that's really a thrill for us. Our engineers really care about the science. They're engineers. They do that task, but then they watch for the science. For instance, InSight just felt the largest Marsquake, 5.3 on the Richter scale, the largest Marsquake so far during our mission. It's in its extended mission. It's been down there for more than 2 years. And we're just excited to understand more about Mars. That's why we do this.
So who says Mars is a dead planet? You get 5. That'd be a pretty good shaker for us in Southern California, 5.3. Listen, there was another mission that we were talking about, smaller scale mission that Lockheed Martin is supporting. And we were talking about this before we got on camera because, self-serving here, Bethany Ellman of Caltech, the president of the Planetary Society, is the PI, I believe, principal investigator, working with your folks at Lockheed Martin. Tell us about Lunar Trailblazer.
Oh, that's a really exciting mission. One of the things that we try to do at Lockheed is be responsive to what's going on in the outside world. So we're investing in things so we can sell services, and we've been investing for quite a while in understanding and building small spacecraft. So they're not quite CubeSat sized, but they're small sats as part of NASA's Simplex mission line. Lunar Trailblazer is a perfect example. It'll go to the moon, orbit in a polar orbit, and map the surface with the follow-on to an instrument that we had there several years ago that Carly Peters from Brown University did, called Moon Mineralogy Mapper. We're now in a more advanced stage. So Bethany's instrument, hi Bethany. Bethany's instrument is even more precision, and there's also a thermal mapper that is on that spacecraft. So it'll look down at the surface, take data. What we're really doing is getting a view of where the ice is, where the water is on the moon. As we know, if humans want to go to both make propellant and breathe oxygen, it would be really nice to know how to access the water. So this mission will find that water, tell us where it is, and then hopefully inform some of our future roving missions to be able to drill for and actually exploit that water for both fuel and breathing purposes.
Going to be very important in the coming years. Something else that's going to be very important, we can stick with the moon, but talk about a much bigger spaceship. You folks at Lockheed Martin must be pretty excited to see the Orion Capsule, which you guys put together, sitting on top of that SLS rocket.
Oh, that's one of the biggest thrills that we have. As I said, we're engineers. We love the science, but the engineering, the feat of actually assembling that stack is just beyond anything. It's the biggest thing that we've launched as a country, as a world, since the Apollo days. And to see Orion on top of SLS with all of the pieces, and yes, we built Orion. We're very, very proud of that. We built that with the help of many, many NASA partners. And the stack, of course, with all of our other partners is equally important, of course. And we hope to launch that in August. But boy, that rollout was a thing of beauty. Really, really a gratifying moment for us. And the spacecraft looks healthy, so go Orion.
Yeah, fingers crossed. Hopefully very soon. We're talking about June for Artemis 1. I got just one more for you. You mentioned this panel coming up, which you are part of. Entry, descent, and landing, and ascent, because now we're getting ready to take off for the first time from another planet.
Yeah, it's really pretty special to be part of that. So we look at that vehicle, which is about 3 meters long, and we see both a payload that goes to Mars, we see a missile that gets thrown up in the air and then ignited, and we also see a launch vehicle that has to precisely place a payload into orbit. So that's really kind of 3 pieces in one. We're thrilled because we can bring different parts of our company together with different experience base to be able to do that. So we're building that missile with our friends at Marshall Space Flight Center down in Huntsville, Alabama. We couldn't be happier to be part of it, and we see some real challenges with packaging, more like a missile than a rocket, with getting it to the precise spot in the orbit so the Earth return orbiter can find it. That's a big challenge, and also just frankly surviving all of those environments that get it from here to Mars and then back again. So it'll be a first. It'll be a feather in our cap, but we work as part of a huge team. So, it's NASA, it's other contractors. So it's really a big team. And right now, I'm just the talking head. And I want to thank the audience for letting me be the one that's enthusiastic and excited about it today.
And I didn't want to be cryptic. We are talking, of course, about the Mars Ascent vehicle, that little rocket or missile that is going to lift those samples that are being collected by Perseverance, the Perseverance rover right now. We can look forward to that, bringing those samples back to big laboratories here on Earth. Very cool stuff. Thank you. Since you're here on behalf of Lockheed Martin, thank you to you and Lockheed Martin for helping us to make this a great success.
Awesome. Well, thank you, Matt, and thanks to everyone for making this conference a success and keeping the vision.
Dave Murrow of Lockheed Martin. So I am now going to call over. Yeah, you can step out of the way. Thank you, Dave. We're going to bring in my partner in this, Beth Mund. Beth, I'm going to hand the microphone to you so that you can introduce your distinguished guest. Hi, Sian.
Thank you, Matt. Hello, everyone. It is my pleasure to introduce you all at home. You know her, you love her. It's Dr. Sian Proctor.
Hi, everyone. Thank you for tuning in.
We're just getting started with our day. You already heard from some incredible panels. Thank you, Matt. And today, Sian's going to be here talking about food and art in space. Are you excited?
2 of my favorite things are food and art. So, yeah, I'm very excited.
And we have panelists that are going to be joining you. And I know for a fact that Dr. Sian is an excellent chef because she left behind a cookbook at one of the analogs on Mars at High Seas, at the Mars facility in High Seas. And your recipes were terrific.
Yeah, I think you were missing a lot of the ingredients, so I was just making you guys wish you could make those delicious Mars dishes. But yeah, in 2013, when I lived in the High Seas habitat for 4 months, investigating food strategies for long-duration spaceflight, funded by NASA, I ran a cooking show called Meals for Mars, and then came up with the cookbook based on that.
Yes, we were missing a few ingredients, and we will on Mars. It's going to be hard to get those kind of things there. But if we could bring one food, just one, what would you like it to be?
It's got to be pizza. It's very versatile, right? You just pizza all the way. Pizza on Mars.
And you had pizza in space, right?
I did have pizza in space, and it was awesome.
Very cool. Well, we are so glad you're here. you're going to be doing some book signing too. Your book is so incredible. Things literally come off the page.
Thank you. Yeah, it's called Space to Inspire, The Art of Inspiration, and it's based on the last 2 years of me becoming a space artist and a poet, which won me my seat to space.
I know, that's so incredible. I love telling all the folks that know and love you that you have flown as a pilot, of course, and an artist and a poet. And I asked you last night, I was so excited, what was your favorite part?
Oh, seeing the Earth from space. So, getting a little Earth light on you. Everybody needs a little Earth light.
Well, we're looking forward to having you and in the panel discussion and later today. Thank you so much for joining us. We're just so glad you're here. We are looking forward to those panels. They're going to get started in a little bit, so stay tuned. You will see Dr. Sian and her discussions, and it's going to be really fun. Art in space, food in space, on Mars, and hopefully soon. Thank you, Dr. Sian. We'll see you soon. Thank you, Matt. And make sure to tune in. Stay tuned in, and we'll see you real soon.
Yeah, we will be back on stage here at Humans to Mars in just minutes. Until then, enjoy some of these great videos that we've lined up for you. So thanks, and we'll see you again in moments. And we'll also see you again at the beginning of the lunch break.